In March 2024, a little girl named Danka Ilic, barely 2 years old, vanished from a quiet yard in Serbia without so much as a whisper. Picture this: a toddler, not even old enough to string a full sentence together, playing in the patchy grass of a sleepy mining town called Bansko Polje. Her mom, Ivana, a regular woman juggling 2 kids under 3, turns her back for what she swears was just a minute, maybe to grab a sip of water for Danka's brother, maybe to peek inside the house, and then poof, she's gone. A little girl in an olive green jacket, purple pants, and black sneakers, 85 centimeters of pure innocence wiped off the map like she was never there. The whole country of Serbia stopped breathing, eyes glued to their screens, waiting for any scrap of news. Danka's face, big brown eyes, wispy brown hair, a pacifier dangling from her lips, plastered everywhere. TV, phones, social media. Everyone wanted answers, but days bled into weeks, weeks into months, and now almost a year later, as we sit here in March 2025, we're still clawing at the same haunting questions. What the hell happened to Danka Ilic? Was she snatched by strangers lurking in the shadows of that quiet yard? Bansko Polje isn't some chaotic urban sprawl, it's a tight-knit speck near Beora, where people wave at each other from porches and kids play without a care. So how does a toddler vanish without a single soul noticing? Did someone close to her, maybe someone who knew her routine, her family, hold a secret darker than anyone could guess? Whispers float around about Ivana. Her mom, why'd she step away, even for a second? Could she know more than she's letting on? Or is that just grief twisted into suspicion? Or, and this is where it gets chilling, is the truth so warped, so tangled in lies, that it's been buried deeper than Danka's tiny body might be, somewhere out there in the forests, the landfills, or worse, the possibilities claw at you, don't they? Was it a random predator, a panicked accident, or something so sinister Serbia's still reeling from the shock? Stick around, because this case isn't just a missing persons report, it's a rabbit hole that'll drag you through wild turns, suspicious confessions, and a search so maddeningly dead-end it'll leave you questioning everything you think you know. We're talking a nationwide manhunt, a president breaking the news on live TV, 2 locals confessing to a killing they can't prove, and a body that's still out there, taunting us. Danka's story is a puzzle with half the pieces missing, and every step deeper just spins you in circles. So buckle up, this isn't your average true crime tale. It's a mystery that's got a nation hooked, a family shattered, and all of us wondering, where is she? And who's hiding the truth? Picture this. It's a chilly afternoon on March 26, 2024, in Bansko Polje, a sleepy little speck of a town tucked near Beora, Serbia, a place where the air smells of pine and coal dust from the nearby mines. The kind of spot where nothing big ever happens, where kids chase each other around crumbling yards and old houses lean into the wind. Danka's mom, Ivana, is out back with her 2 little ones, Danka, not even 2, and her brother, a scrappy 3-year-old, who's always a step ahead. They're in the yard of the family's weathered old house, a patched-up relic with peeling paint and a sagging roof. The brother pipes up, tugging at Ivana's sleeve. He's thirsty, wants water. She sighs, probably exhausted from wrangling 2 toddlers, and steps away for what she later swears was just a few minutes. Maybe she ducked inside to the kitchen sink. Maybe she turned to grab a bottle from the porch. Either way, it's a blink, an ordinary moment in a day that's about to shatter. She comes back, wiping her hands or juggling the water. And wait, where's Danka? The yard's empty. No giggling toddler toddling through the grass. No flash of her olive green jacket or purple pants catching the light. Ivana spins around, heart lurching. Not by the rusted swing, not down the dirt path that doubles as a street, not even in the thick line of forest hugging the edge of the property. Gone. A little girl, 85 centimeters of pure innocence. Black, sneakers scuffed from play, just evaporated into thin air like some cruel magic trick. Ivana's voice cracks as she yells Danka's name, her panic slicing through the quiet afternoon. Nothing answers back but the rustle of leaves. She dials the police, hands shaking, words tumbling out in a frantic mess. Within hours, Serbia's first ever Amber Alert screeches across every phone in the country, a digital scream for help. Hundreds swarm the scene, cops in muddy boots, firefighters with grim faces, hunters with dogs straining at leashes, volunteers clutching flashlights. They fun out, combing the tangled forests, peering into abandoned wells. Now, let's pause right there. A 2-year-old doesn't just wander off that fast. Bansko Polje isn't some sprawling city. It's a small, tight-knit place where everyone knows everyone. So how does a kid disappear without a single witness? That's the first crack in this case, and it's about to split wide open. Because 10 days later, the police drop a bombshell that flips everything upside down, and trust me, it's not what anyone expected. On April 4th, 2024, Serbia's president, Aleksandar Vučić, steps up to a podium, face grim, and drops a bombshell that knocks the wind out of an entire nation. He's on live TV, voice steady but heavy, saying, "We've got bad news. Danka's dead. 2 guys killed her, and they've confessed." Serbia collectively gasped. The suspects, 2 locals, Srđan Janković and Dujan Drogijević, both 50. Not some shadowy criminals, but regular guys who clock in at the Bira water company, fixing pipes and reading meters. These aren't the villains you'd picture, just weathered, middle-aged workers who, according to the cops, turned a normal Tuesday into a nightmare. Here's the story they're selling. At 1:52 p.m., just 7 minutes after Ivana last saw Danka alive, these 2 were rumbling down a quiet road in their Fiat Panda, a beat-up service vehicle with the water company logo slapped on the side. They hit Danka, maybe not even hard enough to kill her, but panic sets in fast. Instead of calling for help, they lose it completely, freak out, and decide to finish the job. One of them, the cops say, killed her right there. Maybe with his hands, maybe something worse. And then they chucked her tiny body into the trunk like she was trash. They drove to a landfill on Storobanska Street, a stinking, sprawling dump on the edge of town, and tossed her among the garbage bags and rotting scraps. Aggravated murder, the police call it, and the nation's reeling. Her body? It's still missing. Not a trace, not a thread of that olive green jacket. They tore that landfill apart, excavators clawing through mounds of refuse, sniffer dogs zigzagging with their noses to the ground, cops in hazmat suits picking through every filthy corner. Days of digging, sweating, hoping, and nothing. Not a shred of Danka Ilic. The official story says she's there, buried under the mess, but the empty-handed search crews tell a different tale. So where is she? Did they dump her somewhere else? Did someone move her? Or brace yourself, is this confession even real? Let's back up and dig into that day. Ivana says Danka vanished around 1:45 p.m. A neighbor security cam catches a car speeding by at 1:47 just 2 minutes later. The police later tie that car to Janković and Drogijević, and they're saying it's the murder weapon. Bloodstains found inside the Fiat match Danka's DNA, or so they claim, though some reports say only 1 out of 500 samples tested positive, which raises eyebrows. The story goes that after hitting her, one of them, Drogijević, strangled her to finish the job. Then they tossed her in the trunk and drove to the dump. Drogijević even admits it during questioning, saying his dad and brother helped move the body later. But here's the kicker. They won't say where she is now. The landfill's a bust, and the suspects are pointing fingers at each other, claiming someone moved her on March 28, 2 days after she disappeared. So what's the truth? Did they really kill her? Or are they covering something bigger? Srđan Janković and Dujan Drogijević aren't master criminals, they're regular guys. Water company workers from the same area. Dragijević's got a family, a dad and brother tangled up in this mess. Janković's quieter, defends himself by saying nothing at first, but by June, both are backtracking. Drogijević denies strangling her, says he never saw her that day. Janković claims he was just fixing a pipe in Bansko Polje, stopped by the landfill to take a call, and that's it. No Danka, no murder. So why'd they confess in the first place? Were they coerced, bitten into it, like some say happened to Dalibor? And if they didn't do it, who did? The investigation's a circus. They've got GPS from the Fiat, phone records, and muddy shoes they're testing for clues. Witnesses like Dragijević's dad and neighbors who saw Danka last are grilled, but nothing sticks. The landfill search drags on for weeks, nobody, and the car story's a distraction. After all, a toddler hit by a car at 20 kilometers an hour, 12 miles per hour, might have survived. So why kill her? Why dump her? The questions keep piling up, and the answers, they're nowhere close. By late 2024, the case is crumbling. The High Court in Sofia confirms an indictment against Drogijević, Janković, and Reed for murder and hiding the crime, but the appellate court in Niš throws it out on December 30th. Why? Not enough evidence. No body, shaky confessions, and that tiny drop of blood in the car's not cutting it. As of March 2025, almost a year later, these guys are still in custody, but no one's officially charged. Danka's parents are broken. lighting candles at vigils, begging for closure. Her moan's been on social media, answering questions, clinging to hope. But the public's starting to doubt everything. Posts on X scream, "Where's Danka?" And the police messed this up. Theories swirl. Was it a family job? A random hit and run gone wrong? Or something so dark Serbia's hiding it? Let's peel back the layers. Danka's only 23 months old, born May 6, 2022. Brown hair, brown eyes. A pacifier in her mouth half the time, earning her the nickname "Girl with the Pacifier." Her family's not rich or famous, just regular folks in a mining town. No ransom note ever comes. No motive jumps out. The forest near the house could have swallowed her. Sure, but sniffer dogs found zilch, even after rain slowed things down. And that witness who saw a little girl at 1:45 p.m. He didn't think much of it until she was gone when he came back. Timing's too tight for her to wander far. So abduction feels right, except the car story throws a wrench in it. Here's what haunts me. The cops won't stop searching, but they're chasing ghosts. Serbia's interior minister swears they'll find her body, yet every lead's a dud. The landfill's empty, the suspect's stories don't match, and Daliba's death screams foul play. Was he the key? Did he know where she was, or who really took her? And what about Ivana? Some whisper she's hiding something. Why leave a toddler alone that long? But there's no proof, just grief. The truth's slipping away, and Danka's fading into a cold case nobody can crack. So where does that leave us? A little girl still out there, dead or alive? We don't know. Two men sit in jail, maybe guilty, maybe not. A brother's dead, a family shattered, and Serbia's asking, how does this happen? Was it a freak accident turned murder? A botched kidnapping? Or a lie so big it's buried her forever? One thing's sure, Danka Ellie's story isn't over. Not until we find her. What do you think happened? Drop your theories below, because this mystery's got more holes than answers, and I'm dying to know what you see in the shadows.